Okay, so it says the US has given South Africa's military attaché Brigadier General Mopanyani the boots. He and his assistants have reportedly been told they are no longer welcome in the US. Targeted sanctions against specific individuals in South Africa are now looming. Okay, so this is what is happening here. It says that the US have actually started telling South Africa's military general, Brigadier General, that he and his assistant are not to step foot in US for now, and then they believe that the US is now targeting individuals or specific individuals in sanction. Yeah, and it's actually something that's happening. Is that something to concern about? How should we have even put this? So Trump is now trying to sanction some basically individuals in South Africa concerning his takes on the issue at hand between the South African expropriation law and then how he believed that is against human rights and against the white South Africans also. So now it's getting tougher and tougher every day. Well, see this. So this one says, all because of the lies by Afroforum, you are willing to destroy the land rather than share it equally. Wow, some South Africans actually seems hurt here and a little furious. Again, this one says, this could be a blessing in disguise. SA should have strengthened relations more with Russia and China from as early as 1994. But the ANC go more excited by the royalty of London and red carpet of Washington. Our partnership as BRICS members is coming full cycle. It is time to make friends with the right countries, not Western vipers. Okay, that is what a South African also thinks. He believed that, why are we worried about this? We should actually align ourselves more with Russia and China than the Western vipers. That is the USA and its colleagues. All right. Now again, this one says, biting your nose off to spite the face. These are all some kind of points or takes to or directly to the Afroforum people because they believe that they are the cause of all this. That is how now the US are actually aiming South Africa and sanctioning South Africa and see South Africa as a threat or an enemy to what should I call it? To human rights. That is what Trump's and his administration are seeing this to be. And some South Africans are also blaming the Afroforums. What's your takes and point of view with this? Now, this was an article though, so let's dive inside and see what is happening. So the article was shared by the Business Tech South Africa. They say South Africa's strained relationship with the United States has suffered another blow. The world's biggest economy is reportedly cutting military ties with South Africa and expelling its military attaché. According to the Sunday Times, the US has cut military assistance and cooperation with the South African National Defense Force, the SANDF. The paper cited a memo dated March 13 from the US Department to Aaron Harden, the CFO of American Defense Security Cooperation Agency, DCSA. It said that per the executive order signed by US President Donald Trump, all foreign aid and assistance offered to South Africa will be suspended. Wow. It also states that any South African military personnel in the US for training should be sent back to South Africa as soon as possible. Whoa. This letter was also suspends the recent expansion approved for foreign military financing students globally. The State Department requested that the guidance be disseminated across the Department of Defense and Program Manager to ensure that the direction is met ASAP. Former DA Shadow Minister of Defense Cobus Maria said that while South Africa does not rely on the US for its defense capabilities, any drastic change would negatively impact its capabilities. Wow, that is a sad thing happening here. So based on that, Trump executive order, it is said that any aid or foreign assistance to South Africa should be cut off, and that is the reason why they are now laying off any South African who is in the U.S. military assisting or taking in any training or forms of training to be laid off. Wow, that's too sad though. That's too sad. Now let's continue with this. So again, this says the latest news marks another escalation in tension between South Africa and the world's largest economy following Trump's return to the White House earlier this year. It is speculated that the US is trying to make an example of South Africa for taking Israel to International Court of Justice, the ICJ, with Trump a close ally of Israel. Okay, so some believe that all these issues is not only because of Afroforum, but because of the South African stance against Israel and the Palestine issue, that they have actually sent Israel to the International Court of Justice. Well, that is why they believe that because Trump is a big ally to Israel, or Israel is the biggest ally to USA, they believe that the enemy of my enemy is my enemy too. That kind of vibe, So Trump is actually seeing South Africa now as an enemy. That is the issue here. Okay, so lastly, they came and says that this comes despite South Africa's case showing prime facie evidence of genocide in Gaza following Israel's military bombardment of the area. Another problem that has been flagged by the politicians in the States is South Africa's close relationship with Iran, Russia, China, and Hamas, with which the US sees as its enemy. South Africa's relationship with the US was already strained going into Trump's term due to the nation's non-alliance stance over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Trump recently also signed an executive order allowing South Africans to enter the US as refugees amid heavily disputed claims of a white genocide. Wow, seems like the South Africa SA issue is more that we can actually think of. Pretty. One is because of AfroFrom expropriation law, or because of human rights issue. Two is because of how South Africa sent the United States' biggest ally Israel to the International Justice of the International Court concerning the genocide they believe that Israel is performing in Palestine. Again, the issue is that they also saying the links or the friendship between South Africa and then China, Russia, Hamas, and Iran. He believes that these are the enemies of the United States, and South Africa is also making a close deal with them. And then lastly, it is believed that Trump is also saying South Africa is actually doing too much to the Afro people and eventually giving them assistance to be in SA through immigration or immigrant policy. But that is also all the issues Donald Trump have in South Africa. And also saying that also SA stance concerning the Russia invasion in Ukraine as well. Well, I say it seems like you guys have a lot of international things to fix with the US, so hopefully things can be done right, and then everyone can have a peace of mind. As I said, the world is actually turning to a global village. We all need to live peacefully, then connect with ourselves, and then improvement of goods and services can also be done. Trade can also happen, and then inflation can come down, and we all have to live happily ever after. The world shouldn't be so much hard to live in, should it? No, it shouldn't be. Well, the name is Vidashi. This is African Time. Thank you for your time. Hopefully you enjoyed this section of African Time.